Wow, hey, pura vida, mi gente. Much love and respect. Thanks for taking the time to tune in to the videos. Again, appreciate you doing that. I had come across this book and source a long time ago and just forgot about it. So many books we go through. The book is called The Indian Journals from 1859 to 62. And these are the journals of Lewis Henry Morton, who was a pioneering anthropologist or American anthropologist, ethnographer, lawyer, all this other stuff. You guys can look him up, Lewis Henry Morgan. Just gonna read a couple pages, a little bit on certain American Indians he wrote about, but in general, how he described them looking, right? So let's go ahead and get right to it. So I go to page 34 of this book. And here, Mr. Morgan is talking about his visit to the Kaw Indians. It says here, early home of the Kaws. With Joe Jim, a half-breed Kaw, as my interpreter, I had a day's conversation with a Kaw chief and his wife, who was occasionally called in, and with another Kaw, who stayed for a time. After working out the system of relationship, we went into other matters. They say they were anciently located at the mouth of the Missouri River and had a town on the north side at that mouth called Nebla Satama, or Blue Water, to mark the fact of the clear water of the Mississippi as compared with the Missouri. They also called the Missouri Neshoya, the muddy river, which I think is the radix of the word Missouri. As the whites advanced upon them, they retired up the river and up the Kansas. When we're saying whites, I mean as the European settlers, right? That could include melanated or black Europeans. So they eventually moved up the river, up to the Kansas or Topeka, until their home country lay between the Platte River, Nebraska, Platte River, where they dwelled at the time of the government commenced the removal of the Indians. They are now located around Council Grove, south of Topeka, upon a reservation assigned to them by the government. They number 6 or 800, so 600 or 800, right? They are said to be a tall, well-formed, wild, and fearless race. Those I saw were characteristic Indians. One was a tall, powerful man, over 6 feet, with a large mouth, wide-set eyes, high nose, knotty forehead, and a very, very dark skin. Again, a very, very dark skin, so-called black, so-called Negro skin, very dark skin. The other, who was a chief, and this is the other one, right? Had small eyes, a dark skin as well, dark skin. You guys see that? But he was thin and not marked by a high degree of intelligence. I liked him, however, better and better the more I saw him. His wife was very dark. Listen, also another person there from the tribe, his wife, the female, his wife was very dark and wild in her look, very dark. Her eyes glittered, but she would not look me in the face beyond a glance. The son of the tall one was a splendid specimen of the wild Indian. The son of the tall one. He was tall already at 16, with regular features, a bright, keen look, and a very dark skin. All right, him as well, a very dark skin. Listen how they add in an adjective and emphasis to the darkness of their skin. They're saying very, again, very dark skin. We're not talking about tans, okay? These are people who are of a very dark complexion. His hair was shaved pretty close, except the scalp lock, which was long and braided. He had a lock which was braided. This is the Kaw fashion with the hair, and is mentioned as evidence that they are original and untamed Indians. They are the original inhabitants of the territory so far as we know, and have given to the rivers and streams their names. Hence, we must look to their language for the geographical names of the territory. The language, I think, shows them to be Dakota or Sioux, so they're part of the Sioux people. They go west in the spring into the buffalo country for the hunt, which is about 3 or 4 days' journey west from this place. It would be a good plan to join them, but for the fact that they are at enmity with the Pawnees and some other Indians who are often in the same region for the hunt, and they fight when they meet. A European man found with them shares the same fate with themselves. Therefore, the Europeans would do better to make a party of their own. Continuing says the system of relationship and the vocabulary were taken down principally through Joseph James, Gi, He, Ga, Singa, little chief. He is half French and half Ka, half French, huh? And bright and intelligent, half Huguenot. He speaks the Ka, which is his mother tongue, so that I feel entire reliance on what I have obtained. He is married to a Potawatomi or Potawatomi woman and lives in a good log house on the bank of the beautiful Kansas River. He has a second house in which the cooking and eating is done. I took dinner with them, and it was very good. And it says here, the Ka clans. The children among the Kas are of the tribe clan of the father, both boys and girls. A man is not allowed to marry a woman of his own tribe. You hear that? The Coon, example raccoon and deer, tribes marry with themselves, and no other tribes but these two. They are not allowed to intermarry inside of second cousins under our system. It can be a first cousin. They are very careful about this. The chiefs have no power to control this question by punishments, but custom regulates it. They are clear and sure that the children follow the tribe of the father, and that all inheritance is in the male line. They buy their wives, but the marriage is arranged and agreed upon by the parents without the knowledge of the parties. They make it a regular surprise and quite an event. Presents are made to the family of the girl. The man who marries the oldest sister is entitled to all her sisters for wives as fast as they grow up. The custom of sororate, widespread among primitive peoples. There's here a change of names. The names of each tribe, clan, are kept distinct, and their personal names, as with the Iroquois, are often changed. The first name is used through childhood. When old enough to go out to war, his name is taken away and a new one given. It is usually done when out with a war party, and done at the request of the young man by the war captain. Joe Jim says his name has not yet been changed and he is 30 years old. He, however, has no tribe, as his father was a Frenchman. The Kas have 5 chiefs in all, one of whom is called the principal chief. The office descends from father to son, and this is confined to the tribe or family. All right, just so you guys can see a little perspective here, this is Washunga. As you guys can see, the writing here says Ka, aka Kansa, aka Kansa. So this is a Ka right here. You know how they were just describing him as very dark complexion. This is one of their chiefs, as you guys can see, dark complexion. I got another image of him. This is another Ka Indian, as you guys can see. Just zoom in. You know, brown complexion, so-called black, so-called Negro, right? And then we got Wachunga right here in the left, another image of him. And on the right, we have a Cherokee Indian. You know, this is just some of the compilation images I have on my Instagram. But as you guys can see here to the left, we have a Ka representative, and this is images from the 1800s. A very old picture right here. On the left, that's a Ka, right? A Ka Indian. And I guess you would say that is a dark complexion, right? All right, so I'll go to page 40 now of the same book. Quick reference here on the Peorias, or Peorias. And that's not the name they gave themselves, you know, but let's read a little bit about them here and get a little description here. I got an image also of one of them. It says, the Peorias, the Kaskashias or Kaskias, the Piankeshas, the Wewas, and Miamis are all located together north and east of Osawa-Tomi in the southeastern part of Kansas, from the Kansas River, but not far south of the center geographically. From Ottawa Creek and Mr. Jones, I went south about 23 miles to Osawa-Tomi, and from thence northeast again to Paoli, Lickings County, Kansas Territory, about 7 miles to see Baptiste Peoria. And this is the person he's talking about, Baptiste Peoria, as you guys can see, what many would call a so-called black man, right? We have an actually colorized image of him. I'm going to show you guys. But this is who he's talking about. Because Morgan was extremely fortunate in contacting Baptiste Peoria, half-breed Peoria, and one of the best-known Indians in Kansas. It was from this amazing man that he learned about the Peoria tribe. So he went to go see Baptiste Peoria and his son-in-law, Luther Pascal, the former a half-breed French and Peoria. So this guy's supposed to be French and Indian, right? But when we see the colorized picture, you see that there appears no white in him, honestly. With an intermixture of some African blood, they're saying. And the other a half-breed and a good English scholar. So because he looks like a so-called black man or Negro, they're saying he might have some African blood in him, but he just told you he's French and Indian. No African. He's literally French and Indian, guys. But here they are admitting that he is a black man. He looks like a Negro because they're saying he has some African blood, an intermixture, but he's actually French and Indian. So where's the African? All right. Baptiste is a man of note. He speaks all the languages of the tribes above named, is interpreter for them all, carries on a large farm well stocked, and is principal owner of the stage line from Osawa-Tomi to Kansas City. He talks our language well, but slowly, has been among all the Kansas Indians, and is well known throughout the territory as a man of large property. He and his households occupy several houses grouped near together, about a mile from Paoli. He gave me the Peoria system of relationship. Although it is not as perfect as I intended to have it for want of time, it is the same as the Shawnee, or nearer that than the Ottawa. And the system of the Kashaskias, the Wewas or Weas, the Piankeshas and Miamis, is precisely like theirs. These tribes are fragments, most of them of the same original band, within our historical period, and came, all of them, I believe, from Illinois and Indiana here, all right? People original to Illinois and Indiana, all right? They are all Algonquins, and their language closely allied as a dialect to the Chippewas. Many of the words are identical in spelling and pronunciation, and I think a Chippewa would have but little difficulty in understanding them. It is interesting to notice the close connection or resemblance of their languages. Luther Pascal is a Kaskaskia. I left with him a scheduled and letter explanatory, and he and Baptiste agreed at their leisure to go over the schedule again and send it to me completed at some future time. Mr. Crawford of Fort Scott gave me the name of General Seth Clover of Paoli as the agent for these Indians, and I am to write to him to see that the schedule is executed and returned to me. I saw a number of the Peorias and Kaskaskias. They work this land and are learning to be farmers. The son and daughter of Baptiste dress hideously and in our style, and are quite good looking, especially the son, who has fine black eyes and is over 6 feet tall. His mother must have been a full-blood. From his dark complexion, we're talking about this guy's son, right? His son, right? They're saying that his mom must be a full-blood from his dark complexion because he is dark. He is dark. Literally trying to tell you that a dark complexion means more full blood. That's what it literally saying here in other words. His mom must have been a full blood from his dark complexion. And if the young man did not stoop which is strange for an Indian. He would be fine looking, okay? His mom must be a full blood because of his dark complexion. Again, his mom must be a full blood from his dark complexion. These several tribes are divided into tribes, clans like the Chippeways, and still retain some of their tribes, clans. The office of chief descends from father to son, and the children follow the father's tribe or clan. Batiste says that their ways, manners, and customs are like those of the Shawnees and Delawares. Their number I did not ascertain, as it is easily had from other sources. Batiste says this system of relationship is universal among the Indian tribes so far as he knows, and his acquaintance and intercourse have been quite extensive. I inquired if he knew how it was among the Cherokees, and he could not inform me. Okay, I'll stop there, and let's go ahead and take a look at a colorized picture of him. Okay, so here I have an image, the same one that they have in that book, colorized. I already had this image. I already have it in my video series, colorized American Indian photos, and I've used it on the thumbnail of some one of my videos. Again, here it is in color. Remember, they try to say he's African just because he's dark, but he's French and Indian. And remember, they were saying that his son is even darker than him. His son is even darker than him, and they were saying most likely because his mom is a full-blood Indian. All right. As you guys can see, I'm gonna show you in the next image where I did for my other video. His name is actually Samuel Baptiste, Peoria Indian. Samuel Baptiste. Here he is next to a Comanche brave from 1870. So again, yeah, both these images from the 1800s. Let me just zoom in again to Samuel Baptiste, right? Samuel Baptiste, a Peoria Indian. All right, Peoria Indian. If you never heard of them. I'm about page 80 of this book. Going to learn a little bit and talk about now the Sauk and Fox Indians. They're the same people. They have different names like Sauk or Fox, either or is them. It's the same one. That says that this is in his journal entry when he was in their reservation, 1860. It says Sauki, Sauks, spouting up, Maskswa, Kauk, red man, foxes. The name Fox is a nickname. A real Sauk speaks slow and plain. A fox does not. The languages are a little different, but the Sauk most prevails. They were different nations, tribes, united by the government. The Foxes anciently were very numerous and were great fighters. They overtook the Sauks, and they united the Sauks, taking them under their protection. The fighting propensities of the Foxes made many enemies. Their languages were originally one. There are now more Sauks than Foxes. This is from Antoine Guki, a Menominee, but for 9 years interpreter for the Sauks and Foxes. There's here tribal clan names. These tribes' clan names are very numerous. He said he could continue to name them for a day. They do not now go by tribes, except they name their children into those names. Longhorn is a name which belongs to the Deer tribe. Yellow Thunder, a name of the Thunder tribe. Kaka, Hawk, or Kaka, and then Hawk is among the Hawk tribe. Black Wolf is one of the wolf names. Shedding Bear, Kapuna, Eagle, drawing his nest. Okakwahe, eagle sitting with his head up. Peatanakakok, eagle flying over the limbs. In ancient times, no one named into the eagle would marry into the eagle family, and so of the others. As far back as we can remember, the children were named into the father's family. It says here, children of father's tribe, clan. It seems above that the children are named into the father's tribe. So Goki, a Menominee, says of the Sauks and foxes. But he also says that the nationality, tribal affiliation follows the mother. That if a Sauk woman marries a Chippewa, her children are Sauks. If a Sauk man marries a Ka woman, the children are Kas. Okay? Descent of property. He says, if I should die, my brothers and sisters and uncles could pitch in and rob my wife. The old law of descent gave my property to the nearest of kin, and these were his brothers and sisters and uncles, and not his own children. Now they expect their children will inherit, but there is no certainty of it now. The old Indian institution of descent in the female line turns up at every point. Continuing says here, the Sauks and Foxes salute of kin. The Sauks and Foxes and Menominee, listen, now address each other by the terms of relationship universally and not by their personal names. This is no doubt universal. Now listen, the Sauks are dark-skinned, okay? The Sauks are dark-complexioned people, dark-skinned, so-called black. Okay, so here is Teokuk. Says here, the watching fox, the present chief of the Sauk tribe and successor to Black Hawk. That's what it says on the text here under him. So we're just gonna go zoom in. You guys can see brown complexioned, right? Dark complexion, copper-colored tribes of America, and that was the text. The successor to Black Hawk, Chief Black Hawk. This is a historical drawing, and there is other depictions. Here is in the middle a Sauk Fox man in the middle. On his left is Yellow Badger, a Jangtonite man. These are different people, different tribes, but I just wanted to, again, this is from my compilation of American Indian photos that I colorized. So again, I have these in all series and in my Instagram. So again, the one in the middle is a Sauk Fox man. Okay, you guys see that? That's him right here. He's from the Sauk Fox tribe. As I said, they're dark complexion, dark skinned people. As you guys can see, not only him, but even the Indians around him. On the right is a Northern Ute, as you guys can see as well, Northern Ute. All right, all these men, as you guys can see, dark complexioned, right? Dark complexions. All right, let's not forget what we've already shown before. Here we have, all the way to the right, a Sauk and Fox chief. As you guys can see, I have another image of him with his full name. And then we have a Seminole Indians right here. You see that? Seminole Indian Scouts in the middle. And on the left, we have this man right here. Tesuque, singer from the Tesuque Pueblo. All right. Names you've probably never heard of. All right. But here we go again. Sauk and Fox chief. All the way to the right, we have another image of him. I'm going to show you. Okay. You see what they have on? Like have like that Wakanda necklace with the claws, that bear claws, you know, where they getting that for the movie and the dress in Wakanda. That's not an African thing only. You get what I'm saying? Here's another picture of the same guy over here on the left. His real name is Pushetonequa or Pushtenaqua, right? A.K. Old Man's Eye, A.K. Old Bear's Eye, A.K. Old Eye. The husband of Natowasekwa, Kua, Shaniqua, Natowasekwa, Sauk and Fox from the Meshkwaki. I guess that's the clan. And in the right, we have a Sioux chief, also melanated. All right. So here's his name again, Sauk Fox, Meshkwaki man. Here we have fish rubs against something. That's his name. Fish rub against something. He's a Sauk and Fox Indian. This is from 1896. Come on now. Now look at this guy, guys. Come on now. If he was walking around in a black neighborhood, come on, be honest. They would be label him as an African American or Negro or so-called black man, okay? Let's not beat around the bush. As you guys can see. Again, Sauk and Fox tribe, Indian. We have another image of him right here. He's standing up on this one. As you guys can see how, look at his hand, very dark complexioned. Again, these are old pictures I colorized. Fish rub against something. This is from 1896. This is from a year before the one we just saw. All right. Now, what is this hanging on the back? That looks like a long lock. Look at that. Doesn't that look like a real long lock? Or what is that exactly hanging from his back? You see that? Next image we have in the middle, I believe, I didn't get the names of these individuals or what tribe they're from, but I believe these men in the middle, based on their gear, their attire, the clothing they're wearing, it looks just like the Sauk and Fox people, how they dress and wear. And as you guys can see, these are very melanated people, brown complexion, dark complexion people. To the right, we have, let me see who we have here. Ute. These are Ute to the right. Again, this is just from my compilation. I'm sorry, that was the left. Sorry. Now, to the right, I have two Suriname indigenous men. Arawak. Look at that. Arawak. You guys know that image. These two men. Both of them Arawak from Suriname. They may look a little different to each other, but they are from the same tribe. Look, from the same tribe, Arawak. All right. So it's not just the Sauks, it's not just the Foxes, it's not just the Peorias or the cows that are dark complexion, guys. It's in general. That's why they're saying American means the copper-colored tribes of America before the Europeans arrived. Copper-colored, huh? Let's continue. We have here, all the way to the left, Big Walker. He's a Meskwaki Indian man. I'm the Sauk Fox, right? In the middle, we have a blind Apache Indian beggar. And in the right, we have Chief Yellow Thunder. As you guys can see, all these people will be classified as Negroes or Black today, African Americans, right? So again, going into the chief of the Sauk Fox here you go. Look at that. Don't that look like your grandfather? You see the claws? Wakanda forever. You got his feathers, right? He's rocking them. Look at his complexion. This is what I'm saying, guys. Big Walker, Meskwaki Indian man from the Sauk or Fox tribe. Okay, and then we got his image alone, just so you guys can see. That's him again. See that? Do you remember who you are? You know, and we got to be honest, guys. There has been an ethnic cleansing. There has been a lightening up of the American Indians, at least the ones in the reservation or the ones they're calling Indian, because if they are connected to these people, then their ancestors were much darker than them. And this is what I'm trying to point out. Even if you don't want to agree that these, oh, it's not the same as me, Kurimeo, he ain't black. He ain't black. What is black? Black is the crayon color. It's not a nation. It's not a tribe. It's not a people. Okay? People of color, so-called Negroes, so-called black folks around the world come in different, with different looks, shapes, you know, phenotypes, hair types, you know, indigenous people. That's what I'm talking about, the world, right? We got to get rid of our stereotypes and prejudices. It's not just the Southeast Indians, you know, it's like they were all in general of a copper color, dark melanated complexions, the American Indians. Here we have a Sauk Fox Indian on the left, you guys can see. And on the right, we have an Arawak Indian from Suriname. Look at that. From the 1880s. Look at that. Arawak Indian. You guys see what I'm showing you? Here we have, I think they're trying to say this is Black Hawk, right? Black Hawk. And look how he looks, right? This is a historical drawing. Okay, the images, it says Makata Mish Aka Tais, the Black Hawk, a Sauk chief. Not sure if that's, I think that is the Black Hawk, you know, the famous one. If not, this is one's called the Black Hawk. But he's a Sauk chief, Sauk Fox chief, since we're talking about them. You guys see that? You see that? You see that complexion? Today, this guy will be called an African American, a so-called Negro or black man. All right? Wake up. Here we have another drawing. These are not as the best quality. They have been lightened up a little bit too. They tried to. This is Wake Chai, a Sauk chief. Okay? You see that? A Sauk chief. Wake Chai. Then we have this one right here. You know, a little lighter, but still brown complexion, copper-colored tribes, hazel eyes. Look at that. Right? And let's see who he is. This is Wapala, or the Playing Fox, Prince of the Fox tribe. This is a drawing from 1825, Prince of the Fox. or Sauk or Fox tribes, right? Same people. Here we have in the middle is what I wanted to show you, which is a Sauk Fox Meshwaki man, right? Let me just zoom into him so you guys can see him. You see that? Again, that guy, this person right here, has regular clothes on, walking around in any black neighborhood. Nobody would be thinking he's a white man or a Mongol or anything like that, right? This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Open your eyes. Get rid of those barriers that are blinding you, your prejudices and your stereotypes, okay? A Sauk Fox man right there. On the left, we have Creeman, as you guys can see. Let me just zoom into this guy right here. You see his hair? He got braids coming down the side. That's Cree Indians. And all the way to the right, we have a Winnebago man from Nebraska, all the way in Nebraska. All right, a Winnebago man. You see that? You see what he looks like? You see his complexion. Again, these are real colorized images, real pictures. He got the fringes going. All right, 1915. A Winnebago man. All right. Here on the right, we have Metawiqua, 1895. It didn't specify what tribe he is, but I believe based on what his headdress looks like and his clothing, I think he's a Sauk or Fox. He might be Osage, but I think he's a Sauk or Fox Indian. You know, I might be wrong. And again, we learned about the Miwok and from California the other day. This was an image we were looking at, right? I told you I had this image colorized. A Miwok man, Indian from California. A Miwok man, Indian from California, right? And then we have this group of Sauk Fox chiefs over here on the left. And we have a Yuma Indian on the right, 1900. Let me just zoom into the Sauk Fox Indians. You guys see that? Couple colored tribes of America. And the Yuma man. Yeah. Looks like he's smoking something. Yeah. Then we have all the way to the right here, another Sauk Fox Indian. And right here, as you guys can see, you see the attire, you see the claws, probably bear claws, necklace that they wear traditionally. All right. This is a Sauk Fox man from Mississippi. That's where they took the picture. That's where he was living. This next to him in the middle is San Juan, chief of the Mescalero Apaches. You see that? And over to the left, we have a Tonkawa man, Amo, from 1890. Tonkawa, both of them copper colored, yeah. All right. Here we have Manotowa, or Many Scalps. He's a Sauk and Fox Indian. 1868. You guys see that? You see what we're looking at? Interesting, right? Coming on to this one. Very interesting. Thought this was a really good image. Got like the turbans on and everything too. That's what I forgot to mention as we were looking at these like turban type headdresses, right? Sauk Fox Indian. Here we have a famous one, Keokuk, a well-known Sauk and Fox chief. I think we got a couple videos talking about him. You guys see? So-called black, so-called Negro. If he was to be classified today, and you ask a person from Europe, hey, what do you think this guy is? Oh, he must be an African American. No, he's not African at all. All right, yeah, he's one of the original Americans. Keokuk, a well-known Sauk Fox chief. You guys see that? Wakanda forever. Where they get that necklace from, they copy an American Indians in the Black Panther movie and his suit. All right, not Africans. Here we have another Sauk and Fox Indian from 1867. His name is Mako Hoko. All right, and as you guys can see, yeah, very brown complexion, melanated, copper-colored tribes of America. You see that? So you guys see the kind of the trend I'm showing you. All right, in general, matching what the book is saying. This is the Shaka Nema, a Sauk Fox Indian as well. You see they got like their turbans, feathers, You see his complexion, dark brown, or is melanated copper, right? Another Sauk and Fox Indian. Okay. On to the next image. We have a drawing here. This is a drawing of a man of the Fox tribe around 1720. That's how they drew them in 1720. Well, at least one person drew them by a French explorer via the Smithsonian Institution in Washington. All right. So, yeah, this is a drawing that goes around the internet a lot. But this is a Fox Indian. You see the complexion, dark complexion people. I'm talking about pale skin people and how they be looking today in general. And so, again, there has been an ethnic cleansing, a lightening up of the people, mixing, amalgamation, all that. All right, so we continue in the book. All right, and we're on page 82. It says here, the Osages, Kaws, and Quapas speak the same language with slight dialectical differences. All right. The Osages and the Kaws are both very dark skinned. All right, we already got the Kaws. Now the Osages are as well very dark complexion people. Very dark, very dark. Again, very dark, so-called black. The Osages and a large delegation were here about 2 weeks ago to visit the Sauks and Foxes, about 50 of them. They have a treaty of peace and friendship with each other, and they exchange visits to keep it good. It says here the Osage's buffalo hunt. William Turner, at whose house we are staying, is a Potawatomi by birth, but Chippewa by bringing up, and his wife is a Chippewa and daughter of Mr. Kuntz. He says the Osages number more than 1,000, that they are the largest and most powerful Indians in the country, and will, as he says, average 6 feet in height. They have horses and live on the prairie, and many, or may be called prairie Indians. They are moving a good part of the time, particularly during the buffalo hunt twice a year. The first season, Turner says, is about the 1st of June, and the second about the 1st of September. And they last about 3 weeks. They dry the meat and bring back large quantities without salt. Some of it is plated as the Kaws had it, some of it shaved an inch thick and a foot wide, and it will dry in a day. The air is pure and there are no flies. Both the Osages and the Sauks still prefer the bow and arrow to the gun for the chase, but for the still hunt, they use the gun. It is asserted that Osages have killed 2 buffaloes with 1 arrow at 1 shot. The arrow going entirely through 1 buffalo and piercing mortally another. That they often send an arrow entirely through a buffalo, I have no doubt. The fall hunt is chiefly for the pelt, which is not saved in the spring, as the hair is shed, but the buffalo is in his prime to eat September 1st and begin to fat about June. All right, a little bit on the Osage. All right, so here I have a drawing, a historical drawing. I think it's from 1827, it says, of Osage Indians, right? It says 6 Osage Indians. Let me just zoom in. Do you guys see that? You see how they're drawing them? I believe that says 1827 or 1823. Indian Osages. You see that? Osage Indians. Here we have on the left, Osage Sioux Indian man. Okay. And on the right, we have some Pamunkey Indians. Again, this is from my collections of colorized pictures. Let me just zoom into the Osage man. Okay. You guys see that? Very dark complexion, so-called black. Very dark complexion. All right. Then we have here in the middle, this Osage man in the middle right here. You guys see that? Osage Indian. To his left, we have a Navajo or Ute man. In Navajo Springs, actually, Ute man, right? It's also very brown, copper. And on the right, we have Tena Sepa, one of the 38 Sioux men executed at Mankato for participation in the massacre of 1862. All right, he got hung by Abraham Lincoln, probably. I think that's the one they're referring to, yeah. And we're going to have a video on that massacre. Again, that was done by Abraham Lincoln, so-called black man. All right, but again, here's an Osage. Since we were just talking about the Osage being very dark-skinned people, as you guys can see. All right. Here's another one. We have a savage, aka Nompawale. They call him a savage. He's an Osage Indian. To the right of him is a Comanche Indian. Let me just zoom in on both of them. All right. So the one on the left is the Osage. Okay. Let me just zoom in on him real quick. You see that? Osage man. An Osage man. Copper-colored tribes of America. All right. And this is a drawing of Chief Honako Osage. Chief Honako, very brown, very dark reddish brown complexion. That's the way they drew him. See that? And the only reason I'm trying to show you guys is that I'm trying to show you there has been a lightening up of the peoples, even on the ones on the reservation. If their genealogy goes back to these people, they have been lightened out. It has been like an ethnic cleansing. All right. Here we have another Osage, a brave man, it says, on the left. And then we got two bears on the right. Look at two bears. You don't play. Two bears. Don't know what tribe he's from, but might be Ute, maybe. It says Osage, brave man on the left, right here. All right, we're just talking about the Osage, how dark complexion, very dark complexion. Look at this. So-called black. Ain't no gonna tell me that if you see this guy dressed up normal clothing today in a black neighborhood with a cap or a hat on or anything, like you just see him based on his complexion, you would call him a black man, a so-called African American, a so-called Negro. But he's an Osage Indian, okay? An Osage Indian. Wake up. Get rid of your stereotypes and prejudices, okay? Here we have on the left Osage brave and his squaw. Let me just zoom into them first, since we're talking about the Osages. All right, that's him and her. You see their complexion. All right. These people in general, again, are brown complexion, copper-colored tribes. This is from the 1800s. Next to them, we had an Apache or Apache Indians as well, dark complexions. You guys see, even if they have long hair. Okay, and then we have Hummingbird, a Kiowa chief. Look at that, the Kiowa. All these tribes represented by people of copper color, brown complexion, dark skin. Okay, so I'm glad I have these images put together like this so we can reference them. Here's another Osage man on the left. Okay, you see, and then we have an American Indian on the right. Sorry, he's possibly, as it says here, a Ute. Possibly a Ute. Okay, that's right here. And an Osage man. Then we have two Osage or Quapaw sisters, probably mixed. Probably the parents are Osage and Quapaw. We did read a little bit about the Quapaws here, how they're all the same, almost speaking the same language of the Osage, you know, and are all dark complexioned. All right, these are a little lighter, but you can see these people would probably be, if nobody knew who they were and you saw an old picture, I'm like, who's these so-called black women, huh? In the 1800s. That's why I said a lot of the time black don't describe a lot of people, because you know really ain't nobody black. In general, it's just shades of brown, shades of copper, you know. Over all the way to the left, we have Stone Hatchet. His other name, Cassius Arthur Brown, is a Narragansett Indian. Look at that. Want to see a Narragansett Indian? That's him right there. Look at his, what's that, curl locks? Nice curl locks, yo. Then we got a Papago Indian girl right here. A more modern picture, right? But still, look at her complexion. Like, these people are all melanated, you know? In the middle, we have another Osage chief right here. Osage chief. You got like painting, white painting or tattoos on his body of hands. All right. You see that? Very dark complexion. Then on the left, we have Frank Lauren, aka Big Thunder, a Penobscot Indian. He's from Maine. He's from Maine, an Indian. A representation of one from Maine. See that? That's him. And then over here, we have a Ute man, Weejak. That's his name, Weejak. A Ute man, all right? But in the middle, the Osage man. All right, as we just read, dark complexion. Here, I just wanted to, what I'm doing in this collection right here is just showing different images of Indians with lighter skinned people or European settlers or whatever they are. Okay, a Navajo man here on the left, all right, with a pale skinned friend. And then in the middle, we have an Osage. I put foreigner. But you see the difference, right? Remember, I just told us the Osage are very dark skinned people. Yeah, you see the difference? I don't know why they hold in hands, but yeah. And then over here we have let's see who he is. American Indian with a pale skin. Don't have what tribe he's from. All right, but you guys can see what he looks like next to the European as well here. All right, you see the big difference with this Osage and the so-called white man. All right. And then we have more here. In the middle, we have an Osage warrior, some kind of face painting on. You guys see that? Looking like my grandfather a little bit. And then left is a Pawnee chief, the brave chief, Neshare Rudera Hikute. Wow, his name is pretty interesting, from 1858. And then all the way to the right, you guys see that? All the way to the right, got this little boy right here, and his dad most likely, right? And they are Pawnees, dad and son, the Pawnee Indians, right? Remember the Pawnees were being enslaved so much by the French. Here we have over to the right more Osages from the 1870s. All right, 1870s. And then we have Crow Indians over here on the left. All right, you see that hair? Like it just came off being braided or like it was permed or something. Yeah, going back to the Osage, 1870s. See that? Osage from 1870s. Verifying what they were saying about the dark complexion. Over to the right here, we have another Osage, and I think he's very interesting looking. Why do I say that about this Osage? Is because to me, he has like the look or the face that this is to me, in my opinion, right? Shaquille O'Neal has. He looked like Shaq a little bit to me. I'm talking about his face, not his whole body and hair and everything, but I'm talking about just the phenotype, right? A little bit of the look. I may be wrong, maybe you don't see that, but he looks a little like Shaq to me. So this is from 1908. Let's look at the gear. He's an Osage. You see that? Look at the gear. I love the gear, There's something covering his leg here. But yeah, in general, they had so much fashion and style, creating their own gear. Next to him was an Apache Indian from 1888. Do you guys see that? As well, dark complexion. And then we got a Piegan Indian scout. Look at that. Look at that. You remember who you are? You remember who you are? All right. Osage, Apache, and a Piegan Indian. All copper colored. Here, very interesting. We have a very interesting picture of an Osage chief. All right. Let me just zoom in on him. A lot of people use this, when they're, promoting the Black Indian stuff. Not even knowing who he is, not even knowing what tribe he's from or anything like that. But here he has his full suit on, for the picture. As you guys can see, you remember who you are. This guy, this person, I really think today he would be classified as Black, African American, even though he'll say, no, I'm Indian. Yeah, but you African, right, too? You're part African? No, he's not. He's not. He's an Osage Indian, says White Horse Eagle, born 1822, died after 1930, also called Big Chief White Horse Eagle. Osage Indian chief, believed to be the chief of 105 Indian tribes. Believed to be the chief of 105 Indian tribes. You see, this so-called black man. I told you these are all tags, right? I know a lot of you get mad or feeling uncomfortable when I'm saying he would be considered a so-called black man today, but come on now, let's not play dumb. All right, if you didn't have this clothing on and he was just sitting there with regular clothes, you wouldn't be saying, he'd probably say, oh, that's an African American. All right, all the way to the left. Next to him is Toshowe Silver Knife, or Bruce Comanche. He's a Comanche, 1872. All right. Here we have two more Osages. Let me go ahead and zoom into them first. All right. So we got him on the right, that's Osage, and then we got him next to him, Osage as well. Put them together. All right, as you guys can see, the interesting gear. It looks like, what is that? A guitar? That's a weapon though, maybe. Um, and then we have a Southern Cheyenne warrior. He's also very dark complexion. Cheyenne were very dark as well. I have a lot of images of the Cheyenne. Okay, we've got descriptions of them as well in other videos, other books. Look at him though. You guys see that? You cannot say this is not a Negro or dark complexion person. Southern Cheyenne warrior. See that? Okay. Going to the next image. We got in the middle here, we have an Osage watching Hafat on skin, or what's a morning star. Osage 1900. All right. Little lighter. All right. But still melanated. You see the turban, see the gear they got on in general. In the left of him is a jockey man from 1902. I know a lot of you, wouldn't say, oh, that's not a Negro because of his phenotype, but hey, this guy is darker than a lot of so-called African Americans that I know, you know, you know. But yeah, so we ain't saying all skinfolk get skinfolk, but I'm just letting you know there has been an ethnic cleansing. His people are much lighter today. He is a jockey. You go Google jockey, it won't look like him. Today, none of these people. This is a Santi man right here to the right. You see that? Santi. Okay. Now, going back, more images. In the middle, we have interesting image I found online. Now look at this. Look at that. He almost got like the Nas look a little bit to me. I don't know. I'm just, But these are, I'm gonna go down so you guys can see. These are George Red Eagle, Aquapa, the husband of Ogosh Shang Red Eagle, and Albert Mudd, Osage. So Quapa and Osage. Quapa and Osage right here. Then to the right, look at that. Look at him. Remember who you are? You see that? And he is Assiniboine Nation, Gus Rock. That's his name, Gus Rock. Right, let me go zoom in real quick. There's some women right next to him, behind him. You see that? And that's him, Assiniboine. A lot of tribes that people never heard of. This is a Southern Plains man. That's not a real tribe. That's just a location where he's from. Based on what he's wearing, he most likely could be a Sauk or Fox, right? Or Ka, or even an Osage, based on what we were just looking at, right? See the bear claws necklace? All right. They're calling him a Southern Plains man, though. And here we have a drawing of an Osage that says Osage Chief Pau Wuska. Wuska. You see that? You see how they it almost looks like those coins with the Indian on it. You see the profile on to the left. It also may be, hey, look at George Washington. Is this what George Washington really looked like? Yeah, but interesting look, right? And then we have these four men, which are Osage men, 1865. Says sundown, scared up, buffalo, white robe, and so on. These are the names. White robe, let me see. Yellow horse. Scared up, buffalo, white robe. And I guess we're missing one of the names. They got numbers on their forehead. That was not from them actually having it on their heads when they took the picture, but after somebody put numbers on their heads. I guess to name them. But let me just zoom in again. These two right here could easily be mistaken for being Africans. Or even Asians, black Asians, And then look at the bottom. These are, again, Osages. Osages. Indians, right? Remember they said they were dark, very dark complexion people. All right, going back to the book, we're on page 84 of the book. All right, more corroboration about the Sauk and Fox people. Now, this was a big one right here. And he don't mean so-called white when he's saying black. What am I talking about? Listen to what he's saying. It says, at the Sauk and Fox Reservation, I obtained the Sauk and Fox schedule through a Kuki, a Menominee Indian, who had for 9 years been the government interpreter for the Sauks and Foxes. A Sauk woman assisted. She had the true typical Indian face, a black skin. She had the true typical Indian face and a black skin, black, so-called black, swarty, copper-colored tribe, Negro skin, black skin, so-called black, and he don't mean white. She had the typical Indian face and a black skin. All right, look at it. It's right there. I ain't write this book. I ain't blackwashing nobody. She had black skin, small eyes, forehead narrowing as it rose, high cheekbones, and invariable, solid features. Okay? She had black skin. Take it in. Take it in. Do you remember who you are, or did you forget? You think you're all from Africa. Dodge the hijack. Now it says here in Hamilton's manuscript, all right, it says, before I left, and at my request, the Reverend William Hamilton, oh, this is another guy, so this is another Hamilton, placed in my hands a large amount of manuscript, matter which he had prepared during 23 years of missionary labors among the Iowas and Omahas. All right, let's see what he has to say, this guy. He was 23 years living with them. I know not the contents, but I understand they relate chiefly to their religious notions. I am to hold them subject to his order, and shall give him credit for any material which I may use. At Omaha, I made another unavailing effort to find a Pawnee interpreter. I found a small band here of 8 or 10 and went out to their camp among the willows. Not a soul of them could speak English except a few words. I bought a Pawnee deerskin or elk skin, quiver, bow, sheath, and 5 iron pointed arrows and 2 blunt ones. All right, iron. You guys hear that? Iron. Iron. They said that we didn't have iron here, but we did. And a bow for about 13 something there. I don't know what that means. They were nude to the waist. The man and the only child among them was naked. Their skins, listen to this, are a dark bronze color. Their skins are a dark bronze color and look well. Their forms are round, plump, and well developed, all right? Dark bronze color. Dark bronze. Dark bronze color, huh? Look at what it says here. It says dark bronze anodized is a matte finish that is so dark that it's almost black. It's almost black, but they not black. They dark bronze. You get it? That's what I've been trying to tell you. Ain't nobody black. Dark bronze, huh? Dark bronze, huh? We just talking about dark bronze in color. You see that? Dark bronze in color. Again, we go back. Their skins are a dark bronze color and look well. It looks well, dark bronze color. All right? Dark bronze. Look at that. Break the spell. Get out your own stereotypes and prejudices. We're not talking about just tans. This is dark bronze right here. Almost black, it says here, right? It could almost be black. Dark bronze. Okay, they paint some of them shear the outside hair, keep a little long, and in the center of that a scalp lock left of hair neatly braided of dark complexion, dark bronze people complexion, and they got braids. This Pawnee boy wore his hair precisely as a young Ka did, whom I saw at Topeka. Says a drunken fellow came down to the landing and commenced fooling, and then annoying this boy by taking his bow and arrows and shooting them, then slapped him on the side of the face, after which he wanted him to turn a somersault and did it himself to show how. He then took hold of the boy to make him do it and got him down on one knee. The boy remained there in a quiet and most dignified attitude, merely putting his hand over his face, and then submitted himself without resistance to the indignities offered. Among so many whites, he did not think he could resent. All right, so I got some colorized pictures of some Pawnees. Remember, now these are not all your represented Pawnees. These are whatever I was able to find. Some of these pictures from the 1800s. We don't know what these people look like. 1600s, 1500s, 1400s. It might have changed. But still, I just want to show you it does match what they're saying about their dark bronze complexion. And I'm assuming, oh, actually, sorry, the other way. All right. So look at this right here. I mean, if you just get the side profile anywhere else in the world, they might say, "Oh, is that an African?" This guy right here. See where his mohawk, how dark they are. Right? He's a kid right here. I believe a woman. It's not the best quality picture. Right? Some more kids. All right. You guys see? These are Pawnee Indians. Right? And you see him especially like, look at that. This guy right here over to the right. All right. So Pawnee family from 1868. This is a Asautaka or White Horse Pawnee Petahowerat Indian of Oklahoma. All right. Copper colored tribe, dark bronze. Yep. See? Just want to show you it matches what they were saying in the book. And of course, again, these are not all of them, but I just want to show you the Pawnees were very being enslaved a lot. They were dealing with the French, probably assimilating with them as well. This is acting a fox, aka Kewut or Wetera Rook. Says Pawnee Skadi, 1877. 1877, huh? See, dark bronze. Yep, dark bronze. Not what they look like today. If you Google the same people, they're not gonna look like this. This is just one trying to point out. Here we have in the middle a Pawnee man. Just zoom into him real quick. All right. You guys see? That's a Pawnee man. And I believe this one's a Pawnee man. I don't know what tribe, but he might be a Pawnee as well. Not sure. He could be some of the other. This is a Nez Perce man. You see that? See what he looks like? All right. He got a nice clothing on. He got the fringes. He got his breastplate. Yeah. I like his style. He got his hat on with his feather. They say this is a man. Maybe it might be a woman. But look at his shoes, all custom made, right? I like the style. I like their style. This right here on the left is a Pawnee chief. It says La Rue Chakala Shad. Sun Chief, Pawnee, in painted buffalo roll with piece metal near Edge Lodge. And we actually talked about him and what he's wearing, how it matches a lot of the old world culture and robes described in the even in Greek tales and all that. And we went over that on a book, and they were using him as an example. And you see how dark he is, right? And yeah, so look at the robe he's wearing with the stars. It says painted in buffalo robe with piece metal. So buffalo robe, but that actually matches the descriptions of a lot of old world cultures. All right. And on the other side, we have, I believe these are Mashpee. Let me see. Yeah, Mashpee Indians from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. You see the fringes? Go back up. All right. See that? Mashpee Indians. And then we have Pawnee and the Sioux man. Okay, so let me just show you guys. This is pretty cool. So again, this is a Pawnee and a Sioux man. So the Pawnee's on the left, right? And then the Sioux, look at this. You see that? A Sioux, huh? Look at that. Look what he looks like. Look at that. So-called black man. To me, that's so-called Negro. But no, he's a Sioux man. 1867 picture. All right. And the Pawnee right here, dark bronze as well. They almost have the same complexion. And then we got a Pima, the Pima families. The Pimas, a lot of them had like dreadlocks, locks coming down real long. All right, this is a Pima family, Pima Indian family. Okay. This is supposed to be a Pawnee man, seated wearing a cloth shirt, a fur blanket, and ear ornament. You see how dark he is? All right, Pawnee man. And then we have, we saw this earlier when we were looking at the Osage. All right, that's the Osage right there. And then this is the Pawnee right here. Chief of the brave Chief Nechare Rurera Hikute, 1858. All right, right there, Pawnee, Osage. All right, remember we saw that earlier. Okay. And then we have this image right here, all the way. I'm gonna start out with the one on the right. That's Kiwi Ika or Nilka Buffalo Bull. He's a Pawnee. This is a picture from 1858. All right, this image right here, 1858. You see that? You don't want no problems with him, man. That's a Pawnee, 1858 picture. In the middle, we have a portrait of Lawn Dog Sioux. He's a Sioux taken at Fort Jace, 1885. And then over here on the left, we have Nathan J. Cuffey of the famous Cuffey family, Indians, and yeah, Black Europeans. The blind father of Reverend Aaron Cuffey was a member of the Eastville band of the Sag Harbor Montagues. All right, he's a Montague Indian right here. Okay. We have here another Pawnee. We saw this earlier with him alone. All right, and then we have a says Alejandro Padilla, governor of the Pueblo Isleta Indians. Tiwa, he's a Tiwa Indian, and then a Comanche chief. All very dark complexion people. All right, that's the Pawnee right there we saw earlier. Okay, here we have another Pawnee. Let me just zoom in. This is a pretty good image. That's a Pawnee right there. Check it out. So-called black. So-called black. A Pawnee. All right. And then, yeah, Pawnee man. Back up a little bit. Here we have Potawatomi. Well, I have a lot of Potawatomi images I haven't showed you guys, but here's a Potawatomi Indian. You see? And then we have this man right here, over on the right, and he is Quanah Parker, a Comanche chief. Quanah Parker. And he was like an Indian scout as well. Comanche. All right. Comanche didn't play, man. Yeah. Going to their area. They weren't so friendly all the time. Here we have, oh wow, there's a lot of names. These are Pawnee men, Pawnee chiefs, and they got their names like Ruchuk, Alashar, aka Sun Chief, Aru Salakit, aka Fine Horse, Skiar Rarashar, aka Lone Chief, and so on. Can't get the last one, but let me just zoom in. You guys see? Dark bronze color, huh? Yeah, these are Pawnees again. Right? See that? Remember who you are. Yeah. Pawnee chiefs again. And here we have a Pawnee boy and a Piegan Indian girl. Let me go to the Pawnee boy. Right here, you see that? With nice long hair. Pawnee boy. Yeah. Melanated. There you go. And then Running All's daughter right here on the right. Sorry, on the left. A Piegan Indian. Alright. Look at her complexion as well. Very dark. Running All's daughter. Running All's daughter, sorry. And then we got a group of Pawnee in front of Earth Lodge 1890. All right. Not the best picture, but I did my best for trying to make it visible. But you guys see all swarthy complexions here when we really analyze the image. Right? That's how bad the quality was. I didn't do anything to it. It was very small, so that's why it's pixelated. Colorize it, and that's what you get. Okay. And then we got here another Pawnee chief. Let me just go up to him and I'll show you the rest of them. All right, right here, this is the Pawnee chief. You see? That's the Pawnee chief, yeah, melanated. And then, yeah, young, look at his clothes. And then we have Chief Bull Bear, a Sioux. Look at that, that's a nice image. Bull Bear, look at that. Wow, look at his headdress. It's amazing. Look at his headdress. Looking like the Mardi Gras Indians, right? And also like the aura, like an aura, like those ancient Christian and Catholic idols, right? Like they're showing their aura, like Jesus and Mary, going around. This is what I think they were really depicting. They were depicting the Indians like that. Look at that. That's how Indians dress with his fringes on and everything. He got fringes. That's awesome. And then look at him. He is Thomas Thunder, 1886. He's a Ho Chunk Indian from Wisconsin. This is what I'm trying to tell you. All the way in Wisconsin. Look, so-called black, so-called Negro, right? All the way in Wisconsin, the Ho Chunk Indian. This is in the 1800s. All right, Thomas Thunder. Look him up. Look at his clothing, his hat. Yeah, he's pimped out too. Yep. Wisconsin, all the way in Wisconsin, right? Ho Chunk Indian. Look at that. You remember who you are? Back up. And we got some more images here of the Pawnees. Yeah. So this is the same we saw earlier, a Pawnee chief on the right here. And then on the left, you guys see that's you guys can see what they look like. See, the images are a little messed up, but it says the one on the left is Wapaduta, Red Leaf. He's a Sioux warrior executed at Mankato for taking part in the Indian Massacre of 1862. So this is one of the other guys that got hanged by Lincoln. Yeah, by Abraham Lincoln, so-called black man. He got hung. You see that? I got a video that I'm gonna do on that, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And here we have just another Pawnee. It looks like a young man. Yeah, look at him. Yeah, couple colored tribes of America, chilling. Look at his shoes and everything. Yeah, they had their own style and everything. That's pretty cool. And then this guy right here, we have a Pawnee man, one who strikes the chiefs first. Hector Shakot. This is from 1868. All right. Now that's very bronze complexion, right? Very bronze complexion. It's like shiny. He probably had a lot of light on him. Interesting, right? And then we got portrait of Pawnee Skidi couple, Lutz, To Uts, and unnamed woman. This is from 1877. Okay, 1877 Pawnee couple. You see her? Pawnee couple. All right, you got his sword. Looks like he was in the Civil War. Probably participated in the Civil War, maybe. Yeah. Or they just dressed him up, right? It's a portrait of a Pawnee Skidi man. Hakadikstase Ux. He wears a blanket wrapped around his jacket and holds a tomahawk in his arms. It's from 1877. All right. Dark browns, huh? Yeah. That's a Pawnee. All right, go down. He's holding a tomahawk, huh? You see his dark complexion hands. Tomahawk. Yeah. And yeah, that's all the images I have on some point. I have probably more on my computer. This is what I can find real quick. As you guys can see, a couple of colored tribes of America. All right, we're going to continue real quick. Page 147 of the book. We're going to be reading about the Puncas. His journal entry, it says, we landed just above the mouth of the Niobrara to leave the Punca goods. But as the agent was not there, they were taken on to the Yankton landing. Several Puncas were there and one fortunately came on board. I took him in charge and obtained the Punca relationship through Catherine, a Yankton girl aboard. It agrees with the Omaha and the lower Missouri nations. It says here Punca tribes or clans. Got the Oateamin Mas people Puncas call themselves. Number 1, many people. 2, grizzly bear. 3, elk. 4, the skunk. 5, the buffalo. 6, the snake. 7, medicine. These are the clans, right? 8, ice. And this is the word for their own. Many people or Deageta. That's the name of their clan. Ice, Waga. Right? Snake, Wasasa. The Puncas now live on a reserve on the Punca River. And between it and the Niobrara, they are not very numerous. They are dark-skinned. Again, they are dark-skinned, like all the Indians of the prairie, just like all the Indians, dark skin, all of them in the prairie, all of them. Of course, they'd be under the sun all day, right? In a prairie, they are dark-skinned. Catherine procured the tribes, acting as interpreter through the Yankton, which he understands partially. He counted and named the tribes on his fingers in the order in which they are stated, and I think they are given accurately. The name of the first tribe was Many People, as near as we could ascertain. And real quick, I have here some photos of the Ponca people. You know, these are again more recent and not really old pictures, but it is showing what they're saying. As remember, it said they were very dark-skinned or dark-skinned people. This is sheep whitetail of the Ponca tribe. Ponca, Ponca, too, another way that people spell it. You see how dark he is? So-called black man, huh? So brown, copper-colored tribes of America. Ponca, huh? And then we got this image right here where we have women. All the way to the right, we have this Ponca Margaret Rod from 1925, all right? Ponca. See that? Okay. The dark complexion people. She's a little lighter. And then right here we have some Seminole women with Deaconess Bettle, Osella Huff, and Fanny Stewart. All right, that's a Seminole with a Stewart last name. And then we got an Iroquois woman here on the right. All right, let me just zoom into her. You see that? Iroquois. See that? She look like Iroquois. All right. So I do have some Ponca. Let me see, I have more. And we have over here on the left, we have these Poncas, a group portrait of 4 Ponca Indian chiefs, each wearing a variety of dress and holding tomahawk. So let me just zoom into them real quick. All right. These are the Ponca chiefs. See? Ponca chiefs. Right? And then we have this man right here, this Indian. He's American indigenous man, unspecified tribe. Let me see. So, but you guys see what he looks like, right? I wouldn't be able to tell what tribe he's from. Maybe possibly Siouan, maybe? I don't know. I could just, but look at what he's wearing. You see the cross and stuff? Like, it looks like, you know, what the Catholic bishops and priests be wearing sometimes in their Sunday mass. Well, that's where they copied it from. You see that? That's not because he's a Christian. He's not wearing that because he's Christian, you know. That's an ancient symbol that was found here throughout Americas. All right. Just thought I'd mention that. Here we have a Ponca Indian family. Let me just zoom into them. You see what they look like? Do you remember who you are? You see this? Ponca. Dark skin, right? Ponca. Look at homeboy. With his turban and everything. His sister probably. It might be siblings. And you see the young one right here. Look at that. All right. Copper colored tribes of America. Yeah. All right. That's a Ponca Indians right there. Ponca. And that's it with the images I got on them on my computer that I was able to find for this video. All right. All right. And that's where I'm gonna end it right there for today. Just wanted to go ahead and show you this real quick, what it says in this journal entry by Mr. Lewis Henry Morton between 1859 and 62 of these Indians, how they looked. I hope you guys see. Hope you guys see the general look, the general trend, and understand what I mean about it does seem like people were lightened out. If they are related to these people, you know, that they were lightened out if you know, unless they're just completely foreigners who just came into the tribe, you know, and or whatever. But just wanted to show that again. They're very telling you in general these Indians were melanated folks. You see of the surviving images of some of these tribes, you know, it doesn't mean these are the way they all look, but in general, they were still in the 1800s very melanated, dark complexions, you know, people. So whatever phenotype they were, you know, and it does seem like things have changed, you know, and I just want to point that out. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Thanks for tuning in again today and taking the time out of your day to hear me read all the way to the end. All right. Appreciate you guys always for doing that. Okay, I'll let you get your day back. Again, much love and respect. Pura vida, mi gente. Wow.